Since confronted her and she's trying to get me to stay. The worst part is our newborn baby might not be mine. They've been having you know what through her entire pregnancy. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, I just found out that my wife has been cheating on me for 11 months. Advice. And a big shout out to Joseph for sending me this story. And guys, what we have here is another situation. Another brother has been royally screwed over for doing what he thought was everything right. This is a guy who's with his wife. He was married to her for 3 years, but with her for 10. Has an 8-year-old daughter and a newborn baby. And lo and behold, because of his wife's lack of skills in technology, it was revealed to him that she was having an affair. But here's the worst part. This dude, her affair partner, was doing her the entire time that she was pregnant. I mean, many months pregnant, all the way to the 9-month doing her. I mean, you want to talk about, everybody has their thing out there, but good Lord, right? And now he doesn't know in the beginning if this child is his. His whole world's turned upside down because he's treated her like a queen, which guys should never do, as you all are well aware. And where to go from there. And you're going to see in this story, guys, that ultimately he does kick her to the curb, and I might add, gets in touch with her affair partner's wife, and they work together, and that's all wonderful. But you're going to see that even though he did nothing wrong, and he does kick her to the curb, which is great, she definitely doesn't make it easy on him. However, this guy stays strong, as a man should, and he's starting over, and he's definitely enjoying being single and free of her, but there is a price to pay for that freedom. So for all you guys out there that have going through a hardship in a relationship, divorce, whatever it is, you may find this appealing. And a lesson to show that you can go through hell, guys, and you can start over. And I might add, what happens when you turn a blind eye, ignore the red flags, treat her like the queen, the sad things that can happen in today's world. So, starts off, he says here, I'm absolutely devastated. I've been with my wife now for 10 years, married for 3. We have an amazing 8-year-old girl and just had another baby. On my way home from picking up my daughter from a friend's pool party, my wife accidentally sent me a screenshot of her FaceTime with another man. I instantly recognized him. How stupid is that? Now, one can say, was it an accident because she's a buffoon when it comes to technology? Or did she do this on purpose to eventually, well, the way things go? One has to ask. When I got home, I confronted her. She explained it was an Instagram pocket dial, and she instantly hung up out of embarrassment and took a screenshot in the process. This was all a lie, and I debunked this. Well, of course she lied. We expect her to tell you the truth. I mean, after all, she's been cheating all this time. After questioning her, I come to find out she's been FaceTiming this guy and effed up by sending me the picture entirely. She's been talking to this guy who's also married for around 11 months. So I contacted his wife and let her know my wife and her husband have been hiding their conversations from us. Good for this guy. Good for him from confronting her immediately and contacting the wife of the affair partner. This is the way it should be. After talking more with his wife, she discovered he was getting a hotel room down the street from our house all the time. She pulled this info up in their Marriott Points account. I called him and got him to come clean. He's been effing my wife for months at a hotel during the day. Good Lord, 11 months. And the worst part, while his wife was pregnant. I mean, you've seen, I'm sure many of you guys have seen what a woman looks like when she is darn close to giving birth, right? And some dudes get turned on by that. Hey, there's something for everybody out there. But anyhow, what a piece of shit. They're both pieces of shit. My wife would drop off my daughter at school, go meet with him, and then come home and act like nothing happened. I've since confronted her, and she's trying to get me to stay. Well, of course she is. The worst part is our newborn baby may not be mine. They've been having you-know-what during her entire pregnancy. Notice he says she comes home after all doing the dirty deed and acts like nothing happened. Some of them could be get Oscars for their acting skills. I got a paternity test today and should know by Friday the outcome. I don't want to divorce my wife. Smack. Dude, come on here. But she has absolutely broken my heart and ruined this family. My oldest daughter has no idea, and I don't plan on telling her so they can keep a healthy relationship. My wife has never cheated before. So you think, brother. I treat her like a queen. We are happy and love our relationship, or so I thought. If she had never sent me this screenshot by mistake, I'd have never known. The worst part is I have no idea why she would ruin our family and marriage. I give her my all. I work my butt off for her and the girls. I am broken. Well, this guy's obviously a good man and doing what he thinks is right for his wife and family, and that's working his butt off. I'm all for a guy working his butt off for his family and working smart, working hard, taking care of them. The problem is if he's making all these personal sacrifices and making himself unhappy for them, that's a problem. And that is often perceived as weakness by women. And if he's treating her like the queen, even though she doesn't deserve that, that's going to make it even worse. You know what I mean? In a perfect world, a man could treat his wife, his girlfriend, whatever, like the queen, all that, and she'll love him back equally. But sadly, so many times when guys do this, they go too far, and this type of thing happens. It's really sad. Now we go on to an update to see how he's doing here, and obviously he has second thoughts about the whole staying with her thing, because he's out of his damn mind. And I've said it countless times, once a cheater, always a cheater. He's always going to wonder what she's going to be doing next, who's she talking to, all that. You know, when she goes out, is she really going out with her out to the store, or dropping the daughter off, or meeting up with some dude at a motel down the street? Guy's always going to be wondering that, and she'll lose respect for him if he would take her back and stay. Now watch what happens here, and obviously how she behaves. He says, an update. He says, hey Reddit family, first off, thank you to everyone who reached out to check on me over these very painful months. I never knew how amazing complete strangers could be. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. So I put the original link at the bottom for reference. I tried posting an update on that link, but it keeps telling me it's been disabled. So on this last September 19th, my oldest daughter's birthday, I found out that my wife has been cheating on me while pregnant with her now 11-month-old, that I know of, who was born 6 days before my oldest birthday. Now when I found out, obviously it was a complete disaster. My life came to a screeching halt and I became very depressed. I had no idea what I was going to do or how I was going to make out my way out of this mess. I've contemplated staying in the marriage because we have an 8-year-old daughter and a newborn baby. Oh, by the way, guys, at the very end of his first post, he did a little update and said, the paternity test, the child is his. So thank the Lord this little girl, which he obviously loved, is his child. I couldn't move out of the house right away because of our newborn. So for the first month or two, we stayed under the same roof. This obviously didn't work, so we separated. When I was home with the girls, she was not to be there, and vice versa. This worked for a brief moment in time until she started refusing to leave. I then realized that in order for me to be a good dad, I need to leave her and file for divorce. Thank the Lord, he came to realize that this is never going to work under the same roof thing. I know he did it because of the newborn and all that, and he was biding his time, but there was no way this is going to work. So I did just that. I divorced her narcissistic ass. Now the mediation went terribly. I lost just about everything. So now I'm starting over from scratch as a single dad. And I can tell you how freeing it really is to be away from someone so toxic. You hear that, guys? Even though he did nothing wrong in this divorce, she's been cheating all that time, still, he just about lost everything in the divorce. And by the way, in the comments section afterwards, which I didn't copy, he responds to a lot of people's comments, and essentially, she got half. The money. I think she got the house. I can't remember if she got the house or not, but whatever it is, she got half, and she's getting alimony, and she's getting child support. What a little bullshit, huh? But this guy, regardless of that, he's right here. He's free. It's better for him to be free, to give that up and start over, which any man can do. It sucks, but he can, than to be stuck with that harpy. You pay a price, guys, but these guys in these stories are always say the same thing. At the end of the day, as hard as it was worth it. Now, obviously, they can go back in time, they wouldn't have married her, but that ship has sailed, so the price of their freedom is high, but it is worth it. And a man can always start over. I know I'm talking here, and you guys are like, shut up, SSM, I want to hear the story. But I use this to teach as well. Anyway, he says, I can tell you how freeing it is to be away from someone so toxic. She still tries to make my life a living hell weekly. Whether it is canceling time that she'll watch the girls during my work days. He says she still doesn't work, so instead of sending them to daycare, they stay with her during my work hours. Or making false accusation, gaslighting tactics, narcissistic behavior, etc. It's endless. So, this guy moved on. He's starting over. He's happy. But misery loves company. She's a narcissist, so she needs to keep doing what she can to make his life a living hell. It's amazing. As of last week, I requested that we use some kind of app for communication between her and I. I also brought my oldest daughter a phone for texting, calling me and her mom when she needs to talk to us. Again, to limit my communication with my ex. As far as I know, she is not communicating with her affair partner. The affair partner's wife divorced him and is now engaged to someone else already. I'm still praying I run into him at some point, but that hasn't happened yet. Probably for the better. The affair partner's wife divorced him, which is great, but now she's on to some other dude. Big shocker. It's amazing how fast women will move on and shack up with somebody else. But my ex is still not working, 5th year in a row, living off alimony and child support. Her free time is spent making sympathy TikToks looking for attention, painting a false narrative to hundreds of strangers in hopes that she doesn't look like a monster that she is. It is amazing how many narcissists... The question is, are things like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, TikTok and Instagram especially, do they draw the narcissist in or do they create narcissists? What do you think, guys? I'd like to know your opinion on this. Does social media create narcissists or does it just bring them in and unleash them? I'd like to know your opinion on that. My oldest daughter is doing good. She still struggles with the fact we are divorced. But she does not know it's my fault. Before separating, we told her it was her mom's fault. My youngest daughter and I have now built a very strong bond. As I told some of you, it was very hard for me at first because I didn't really know if she was mine. But she was also part of the affair, unfortunately. That was the hardest part for me. Not being able to bond with my daughter because all I could think about was my wife being pregnant while with her cheating on me in a trucker motel room. Anyway, he didn't know it was his daughter right away until it was proven. Even then, his daughter was there literally when the cheating was going on. But it's not her fault. I hope in the future that it gets better. Right now I'm in this stage of dealing with a true narcissist and is trying to cut me down at any chance she gets. However, if any of you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And if you're going through something like this, please reach out and I'll do the best I can to help you. So guys, that is it for this thing right now. I know it's not going to end on some super high note, but I wanted to make the case here how screwed up some people are, that the wife, 9 months pregnant, she's cheating and hooking up with this guy. This guy's hooking up with her. I mean, again, ew. But also the fact that this guy, he didn't do anything wrong. And still he gets raked over by the coals. But thank the Lord, this guy, he has a positive outlook. He may have gotten raked over the coals in terms of the settlements, and he's got to pay alimony and child support, which interestingly, after 5 years, she still hasn't gotten a job. I gotta wonder if there is a certain time frame for the alimony until he doesn't have to pay it anymore. I don't know, but probably with the children, that probably is off. That's probably not happening. But of course, she's not working probably until she absolutely has to, in terms of running out, if that's the case. Hell, he could be doing this till the kid, till she's for the rest of her life, depending on where she lives. But the point is, after all this shit he's gone through and going through, he says it's still better than being stuck with her. But of course, he's trying to make his life a living hell. But guys can start over and turn things around. It may take a long time. They may have to literally move into a small one-bedroom apartment or move back with family for a little while and scrounge and save, but it can be done and start over. And hopefully that happens to a guy. He can then learn not make the same mistakes twice. So for any of you guys out there that are in a bad situation right now and you're miserable and you've exhausted all options of making things better, really consider, if it's that bad, cut and loose. Talk to an attorney, find out all your options, good, bad, or ugly, and time to part ways, because life can go by like that. And you want to wake up being so later in life, spend it being miserable, married to someone like this, and just letting it ruin your life. It's not worth it. And I might add, when it's the time, you tell the kids what happened. If indeed, like in this situation, the wife ruined the marriage, why should you take blame? Seriously. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a really good story you'd like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just be sure to include the link. And also, this is also for a good article, maybe related to this channel, or you have a good personal story that would fit, send that too. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.